Hello, friends, and welcome to the Level Cap Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Talton, and I'm here with my esteemed, faraway, enchanted, magical co-host, Marco DeSantos, also known as Mechanic Critic, also known as Eminem Kami, also known as that non-random Asian guy who appears in every podcast. It's really, you can't really keep calling yourself the random guy, because it's pretty consistent now.
Ah, yes, indeed, it is quite true. Since you called me esteemed, I shall now remind everyone that this is the podcast where we talk about all things level 99 games and otherwise. Brad, I am still technically a random Asian guy, right?
Not in this context, though. Random only makes sense in a context, right?
That's
like,
true.
if I said, oh, I'm playing a random card, and then I put a card down on the table and it was like 3 of diamonds or something, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty random. But if I had an entire deck of like 3 of diamonds, or if I had shown you the 3 of diamonds in my hand earlier and I said, now I'm going to play a random card down, you'd be like, that's not random at all. That's the card that you just gave me. But somebody who didn't have the context, might think it is. So really, it's really a matter of how much you listen to this podcast. And anybody who's gotten to, what are we on, episode 90 now? It's no longer random that you show up every podcast, Marco.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, I think I'm more of a fixture of this podcast than you are, so...
Yeah, you've been in more episodes than I have, it's true.
Yes, indeed.
Even if you count the secret extra episodes of the old podcast where you weren't around.
Oh, right. I forgot. Who did you do those with?
I did them with John Parmalee, who was the designer of PowerPlay.
Oh, I need to find John at some point and kiss his hand in, veneration of how awesome his game is. Can I just...
He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
you can find him streaming. He was streaming yesterday, actually. I think he's probably stream every day.
BattleCon Online, though? Is it BattleCon Online?
He was playing BattleCon Online yesterday. And yesterday was the launch of BattleCon Online.
Yeah, so
Finally.
For everybody listening, we have the game out. It's so fun, Brad. I'm so happy.
I'm really glad. It worked out really well. Yeah, it was a good launch. A lot of people played. People had a great time. There's a bunch of free characters, and we got up to, I think, 250 concurrent users, and we had a server choke.
Yeah.
And so we're going to look into raising our user cap a little bit. But aside from that little hiccup, everything went really well, and people had a great time with it.
Oh my gosh, Brad, can I just tell you my short experience about having BattleCon Online finally be on release?
Yeah.
I queued in at 7 p.m. my time, which is probably at this point, 3 a.m. your time. And then I got into a game in 15 seconds.
Oh, it's nice, yeah?
Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I finally got to play 10 Rifflem games in 1 week because I am a masochist and love playing the hardest character.
Yeah, but it sounds like you were winning the Rifflem games. Sounds like you were winning your Rifflem games. Am I wrong?
That's not incorrect. I have a 60% win rate in my last 10 games, so that's more than 50%. I'm happy with that,
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, all my losses were against Elephant, so I don't feel too bad about that. When you lose to a tournament champion, I think you're justified in losing, right?
Yeah, I think so. I nobody blames you for losing to Ali.
Yeah, that's true. And I was playing Rifflem against Cadenza, so that's another... whatever. So I'm really excited, Brad. I'm really happy the BattleCon Online is finally out. I'm so happy that so many people are coming into our Discord. So many people are just asking questions, getting interested. I actually also contacted some local Philippine website writers and whatever and told them that it was out. Because they previously wrote about BattleCon before. And, it was pretty cool. It's just pretty cool to finally have it be out. I made a post about it on Facebook and told people I helped make a game, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I'm really happy. How do you feel about it, Brad?
I'm really happy with it. It's been a long time coming, and it's still got a few bugs that we got to work out and iron out. And this is just the first early access release, so I'm really excited that it went well, that the launch was a big deal, that everyone had a great time with it. On the other hand, I'm also I also know that we still have a long road ahead, but the opening day bodes really well for the game, and we'll see it continue to do well, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh. Wonderful, wonderful. So, listener, I have a very wonderful docket for you tonight. Brad and I will be talking about some games we've been playing, talk about some usual questions, lore stuff, production stuff, the usual, and we might play a little game at the end should we have enough time, suggested by the listeners and our fans. So, without further ado, let us move on to our first segment, also known as, well, Brad, the question. Because, Brad, the real question here is, what have you been doing?
Well, if that's the question, then what do you call the other question segment at the end?
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Maybe
99
questions
questions.
Should just be what are you? The actual name of the question, which is what have you been doing?
Hey, yeah. Welcome to our first segment. What have you been doing? Where I ask Brad the question. What have you been doing?
I was supposed to play FTL for our game club this week, but unfortunately, I didn't.
Is there any reason? There is.
There's a very good reason.
Okay.
I went over to a friend's house and they gave me a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn to play.
Oh, okay. I fully understand now. Yes. So how is it?
It's pretty good. It's like Skyrim plus Breath of the Wild mixed together. Probably the best way to say it. It's open world adventure in this kind of rugged wasteland. It's a little bit like Fallout, but like way in the future. So like instead of you wake up and there's like a nuclear wasteland, it's like there was a nuclear wasteland maybe 10,000 years ago, but now people have reverted to tribalism and they have small family groups and hunter-gatherer society, except that there are all of these crazy machines still roaming around the world, and they have, because these machines are kind of a natural occurrence, the resources they give are used by these people. For example, like napalm is just something that they find, and so instead of dipping their arrows in like frog poison, they dip their arrows in napalm and they shoot fire arrows because that's a resource that they have access to in this world.
That's very interesting. So basically it's like tribal futurism or something like that.
A little bit, yeah. It's tough to say exactly how it is, and I'm on my way to like the first major city, so we'll see what it's like when I get there, but it's pretty cool so far. I'm really enjoying it.
Oh man, that sounds pretty great.
Mm-hmm. Have you played it yet?
No, I actually have a PS4. I bought it specifically for a few games, including Horizon Zero Dawn, but the first game I got was Persona 5. I have not finished Persona 5. Yeah, I know.
Unacceptable.
Hey, to be fair,
stop podcasting and go play Persona 5 instead.
Oh my gosh. Look, here's the thing. I just finished playing some Persona 5. I just finished a palace, okay?
Get off my podcast, Marco, until you finish Persona 5.
Oh my gosh. I'm near the end already. I'm past Okamura's palace. So, yeah, I'm pretty near.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Wait, is that the ship?
It's the UFO sci-fi thing where he's Darth Vader.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm nearish the end already.
You're probably about halfway.
Yeah.
Things move pretty quickly after that.
Yep, I can only assume, because there's a lot of mysteries left, and I'm probably halfway through the game, so they got to get resolved real fast.
Well, you know how mystery stories go. Like, everything tends to tie up. Once one domino falls into place, everything falls into place.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So yeah, I'm going to play Horizon Zero Dawn once I finish Persona 5, but Horizon Zero Dawn might take a backseat once Activision's Spider-Man comes out. Insomniac Spider-Man comes out, because I'm just too hyped about that game. So, Brad,
we could talk about it when you get a chance to play it.
Yep, indeed. So, Brad, do you want to know what I've been doing?
Yes, tell me what you've been playing, Marco.
Yeah, so what I've been playing is, I don't know if I've talked about it on this podcast before, if I've only mentioned it in passing. Tell me if you already know, because if then, I will probably just talk about a different game. I've been playing a game called Football Tactics and Glory. Have I told you about this one?
Football Tactics and Glory.
Yes.
No, you have not. You've not told me about this game. I'm going to do a quick search. So
Brad, no, please do not search it because I will tell you what it's about.
Okay, but I don't even believe this game. I need to see what it is.
No, Brad, just listen first.
Okay.
Listeners and Brad. Football Tactics and Glory is a tactical combat game where you must take an army of 11 soldiers and fight another army of 11 soldiers. All set in this mystical land sport wherein people must take a ball and put it inside a goal. So that's it. It's basically you play football, but it's Final Fantasy Tactics' battle system.
That's such a great idea. Oh my god, why did I not think of this?
It's
incredible.
It's awesome. And you know the best part about it is they package it like it's a FIFA game, right? Like the UI and like the music, they package it like a FIFA game. Mm-hmm. But the tutorials, they treat it like it's a Final Fantasy Tactics game. So what do I mean by this? So one of the tutorials goes, you have recruited a new player into your team. First of all, he will start off with no class. However, upon putting him in certain positions on the field, he will gain experience points in a specific class. Each class has 2 different specializations. And so they talk about these football concepts as if like positions in the field are job classes in an army in Final Fantasy Tactics.
Wow.
It's absurd. You can train players to have special abilities, and there's like, oh, your player's unique signature special ability is the ability to do a header. it's the dissonance is insane. It's great.
Still, I mean, I loved Mega Man Soccer. I've always wished they would come up with another cool soccer game, and this looks like the one. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing. I love this game. Mostly because I usually don't enjoy sports games because I don't find them to be very exciting,
Mm-hmm.
But this game makes it very exciting. Very, very exciting. And
awesome. Yeah, that sounds really good. It reminds me a little bit of Pyre, where you kind of add a real twist on something that maybe we've seen before. Although with Pyre, it's the game itself and the story. With this, it seems to be like the genre application. I really like that because honestly, when you make a football or soccer board game, you kind of have to do the same thing. You have to approach it as a turn-based endeavor. And it's really neat that this was done in that way.
Yeah, it's great. I love this game, and that's what I recommend. So that's what I've been doing. That's what Brad and I have been doing. If you want us to cover a specific game or want to recommend some games for us, please tell us in the comment section down below. We will get to FTL soon, we promise. It's gonna be fun, and we might. I don't know, Brad. Do you want to do Into the Breach at some point?
Sure. I mean, we played FTL before, both of us. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but I feel like it was Game of the Week earlier, like once upon a time.
Well, if that's the case, we should just probably do Into the Breach.
Maybe.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. We'll surprise you next week with whatever we do.
Yeah, we'll surprise you. All right, so that pretty much does it for what we've been doing, and I want to move on to the next segment, also known as The Pipeline, where Brad talks about Level 99 Games development and some behind the scenes, or maybe some lore. Who knows? It's like a magical jack-in-the-box where you don't know what will come out. Well, I guess... Okay, look, that's a wrong metaphor, because you always know what's going to come out of a jack-in-the-box. It's a jack, right? Like the jack of...
Yeah,
whatever,
I guess.
Brad, just...
I don't know if the clown is actually called... I guess it is a jack, like, maybe like in playing cards.
Oh,
it's weird
yeah,
to think
it is.
that thing is called a jack, though.
But it's called a jack-in-the-box. What else would it be called?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
Anyway,
Brad...
what comes out of the pipeline section is always me, so you also kind of know that. So maybe the metaphor is apt.
Yeah, indeed. You always know.
But yeah, so since we had the launch of BattleCon Online, I thought I would talk a little bit about what we're working on for BattleCon Online, what is coming up in the near future for the game, and what kind of improvements we're planning on making. Sound interesting?
Yes, I'm very interested to know what's the roadmap for this. What's the roadmap? What's happening?
So, our next big update, we are going to be introducing Evil Hikaru
Oh,
as a
yes.
playable character. So, Evil Hikaru is an evil doppelganger who copies Hikaru's moves and abilities, except he's evil and everything is flipped upside down. So he's kind of like Bizarro Hikaru. Everything's reversed. His tokens take away your stats. He wants to get rid of all of his tokens instead of keeping all of them. All his quotes are reversed. So where like Hikaru says like, like all I need is one good punch. Evil Hikaru says all I need is one evil punch. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're very. He's a very kind of tongue-in-cheek jab at Evil Ryu.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So for Street Fighter fans out there.
Yeah. Can I just mention that Cameron posted some of his voice lines in the chat? Holy heck. Who wrote these? Who wrote these voice lines? They're so mean.
Me and Tyrion wrote them. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my favorite line, honestly, there's two, but I'll just give one since we have time. My favorite line is where the line that happens when you're taking too long to pick your attack pair, and then Evil Hikaru goes, "Taking forever to pick your attack pair, huh? That's truly evil." And I'm like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he has one. He has one where when he concedes, he's like, "I'm just gonna concede and deny you this victory."
Is everything? He's so BM. Oh my gosh, I love Evil Hikaru. He's such a troll.
Oh man, yeah. So he's got some great lines. He's voiced by the same actor as the original Hikaru.
Yeah, of course.
Just with the voice filter, and I guess in post you could actually throw in some of those lines, play some of your favorites in the podcast if you want to. So.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll have a small little silence here where we'll put them.
Running out the clock for no reason. That's pretty evil. This is gonna be evil. I'll wipe that face off your look.
But yeah, so the next playable character will be Evil Hikaru. We have a few existing features to put in. We made a new costume for Marmalie called Spellhacker Marmalie. Everyone who buys any battle coins during the release period for the game gets that costume for free, in addition to their other costumes. But we haven't figured out how to give it to them yet. So we're still working on that. We will be actually giving it to them like retroactively. So even if you already spent money on coins, don't worry, you'll get your costume. But we will be working on getting that costume in the near future.
Do we already have art for this?
We do. You can actually find the costume under Marmalie. You just can't buy it right now.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was wondering how you would get that one.
Yeah, you get it for free if you buy any battle coins.
Oh, it's our pay to style skin. Pay to style skin.
Yeah. It's the in the business we call it a real money purchase reward.
Ah, I like that. That's way more formal than pay to style skin.
I like yours better though.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Brad?
More approachable.
People are actually asking a lot about the development, right? Like they're asking, will we add multiplayer modes? How about armory and all that stuff?
Yeah. So let me address a few of those since we're talking about it. So multiplayer modes. There's no plan at present to do more than 2 players. Our engine just isn't built for it. And unlike the physical rules where I can say, oh, just play this way, it's a lot more complex to do multiplayer in the tabletop. So we probably won't have multiplayer in BattleCon Online. However, for Armory, we are planning to do like a sort of tavern brawl mode, if that makes sense, where like every week we have a different sort of mode that will be available. Like you might play with different bases, or you might start with 20 force, or you might, have a bunch of new force antes that you didn't have before, that kind of thing.
Wait, 20 force? Does that mean I can finish her beat 1?
Stuff like that. Yeah, like all kinds of things. So
crazy.
we'll probably do that kind of a weekly tavern brawl sort of game.
Oh, that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun. Also, in addition to that, we are planning to have ranked. So those are some of our more like our immediate things we're working towards. We want to get ranked. We want to get Evil Hikaru in. We want to get the brawl mode working. In the longer term, we're planning to have solo dungeons. So, like, you take a character and you fight through a bunch of monsters, and your character like levels up and gets new abilities and gets new anti-options and such during the game.
Yeah. So, but this is like you're forced to be Hikaru or something? Are you forced to be a specific character?
No, you pick the character you want to play.
Oh, so this is like Dungeon Run then?
Yeah, it's a lot like Dungeon Run. And your bases will improve throughout the adventure, and you can get special items, some of which are unique to the characters, some of which are generic. But like, like for Hikaru, halfway through the dungeon, you might unlock your metal token or your light token, stuff like that, and then you have a 5th elemental token available to you.
That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh. I wonder how Riflum will work. I bet Riflum doesn't get anything. He just keeps his changes between games.
Well, it'd be real easy to give Riflum more reagents, right?
I guess. It would be really interesting though to not give him anything because he just upgrades naturally anyway.
Well, he like a character like Riflum will have to reset between dungeons. Just like if Magdalena carried her levels, that would be a pretty silly dungeon run. Right?
I mean that's true, but Riflum
like
changes the values
by the time
of his
you get
cards.
done.
Is that even? I just never realized. Does Maggie have no maximum level?
Well, it's 5 currently because there's no way for her to get beyond 5 in a normal match.
Okay, that's fair. Huh. It's a soft cap, not a hard cap, right?
Well, it's currently a hard cap. Like she will not gain more levels than that, no matter what happens.
Okay, I thought I was losing my mind here. I was like, isn't it 5 anyway?
I mean, in the board game, obviously she could keep gaining levels.
Yeah, okay, fine, that's true, but it's impossible at that point. It's basically impossible without shenanigans, I guess. So yeah, I'm really interested in any other modes. Are there anything else aside from like that solo dungeon run?
I think that's enough for the moment, but we will have more plans if the game continues to do well beyond that. So we'll see where things take us.
Hopefully the fans who are listening will continue to support us, so that we can release all of their favorite characters who aren't in game yet, like my boy Joel.
Yeah, speaking of fans, I want to say thanks to everybody who participated in the launch yesterday, and especially to those of you guys who left reviews. It was really great to read all the reviews, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fun. I love the reviews. They've all been very nice, all been very positive, except for one, but that's okay.
We have some confusion about the characters that are locked versus the characters that are unlocked.
Yeah.
There's an open lock icon, but it doesn't, I guess a lot of people interpret that as a closed lock icon.
Yeah, especially if you're playing on a smaller screen.
Yeah. So we're working on how we can make that clearer. And so there was some misunderstanding but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's peanuts, man. Like everything else has been really
aside
positive.
from some minor confusion in the server issue, things are going real well. And those are both things that are we're already working to address. So.
Oh man, it's so great. Oh my gosh, it's so great, Brad. It's everything I've wished for.
It's pretty nice to be able to play online anytime now.
Oh my gosh, it is. I finally can practice enough Riflum and finally get good with this character.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Anything else for Level 99 Games stuff? People are asking about Imperial. What's up with Imperial?
Yeah, so Imperial is chugging along. We've sent the plastic parts off to press to start getting molded. So plastics are in production now. Aside from that, we are working on the artwork. We've got about, I want to say, probably 2/3 of the specialists in the game finished up. Nokomento is working on doing more, including the backer created characters, which we're in the process of concepting. We're hoping to have the game off to press by October.
October?
By the end of October. Like the printed parts. So like we're already starting the plastic parts. Those will be produced now. And then we do the printed parts. Those will be produced between, November, December. And then we ship in January. That's our current timeline for Imperial. Depending on how long... Huh?
Shipping by January next year.
Yeah. Or February. Like, it'll ship from China in January, which means we'll receive it in February. So backers will receive it in the end of February. That depends on how quickly Noko takes to draw things. Like, we added the extra captains to the game. We
Right.
added a bunch of stretch goals, so it may take her longer than October to finish drawing everybody. I don't know. I gotta crack the whip.
Oh my gosh. Are you okay?
No, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, I don't like to go to my artist and be like, hey, get work done. I like to let people work at their own pace.
But you need it.
That's the job description, right?
Yeah. Wait, your job description or theirs?
My job description.
I
have
see.
to be in charge of making sure that they, keep up with the timeline.
Yeah. Also known as slave driver, yes?
I don't like it.
I know. I kid. Hey, you're a pretty nice guy, Brad, okay?
But yeah, I mean, it's a living. We all gotta make a living.
It's a living.
So,
all right.
And Noko's great to work with. She's a lot of fun. So
Oh,
I don't
really?
want anybody to get the wrong impression. I really like working with Noko, and she's got a great talent.
Yeah, I've never spoken to her. Like,
Really?
like she's probably never heard my voice outside of a video, and I've never heard
yeah,
her
she's
voice.
probably watched a couple of videos.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course she's like. Here's the thing: if you're in this community or fandom and you don't know what my voice sounds like, you're either living under a rock or you're just new, right?
Yeah,
Like-
pretty much.
Yeah, like, no offense or not to like pat my own back, right? It's just that I produce so much of the stuff, and my
Yeah.
voice is like
Hey,
everywhere.
you're a fixture of the community.
Heck yes! Oh, thanks, Brad. That means a lot. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I like my heart was like warm.
Well, if you weren't, that would be troubling after all the stuff that we've done together.
Aw.
They'd be like, "Who's this Marco guy that's in all these podcasts?"
Yeah, who's
Don't
this
even
random
know.
Asian guy?
Oh yeah.
I love how he could tell that I was Asian just by my voice. It's as if like my Asianness comes out in my voice. But yeah, anything else for the pipeline, Brad? Or can I move on to my next segment?
Yeah, let's move along.
All right, that pretty much does it for the pipeline, where Brad talks about Level 99 Games development and all things behind the scenes. BTS, not the Korean boy band. Now let's move on to 99 Questions, the segment where this random Asian guy takes random questions from random people and feeds them randomly to Brad. So
All
that he can
right.
give us answers that aren't random because they're always backed up by data and knowledge.
Well, give me the questions, Marco.
All right, I'll give them to you. Question number 1. Are there any details you can share about the devastation of Indine's deluxe/reprint Kickstarter? I'm assuming they mean BattleCon Unleashed, yes?
Yeah, so we did talk extensively about BattleCon Unleashed in, I believe it's either 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, we did.
So I don't want to repeat everything here, but I'll give you a quick rundown. BattleCon Unleashed is a big BattleCon Kickstarter project. It's going to be the last Kickstarter project that we run for BattleCon, though by no means the end of BattleCon. We have a big collector's box that's called Unleashed, and it's got like tuck boxes and bases for everybody in War and Fate. We are doing a reprint of Devastation that will bring Devastation up to the standard we set in Trials. We're doing a huge art book, 200 pages plus of all the lore and characters in the world of Indians, and over 5 years of art development. We are doing Wanderers, the fifth game, the fifth game sixth game in BattleCon. Wow.
Brad.
Yeah, I know. All right, and so Wanderers will feature 10 new characters created by fans of the series.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a bunch of promo fighters, including bringing back and rebalancing some of the older promo fighters for tournament play. So players like Anath, Evil Hikaru, Klaus and Windall, Takeshi, these guys are all going to become tournament legal in Unleashed if they get reprinted through our stretch goals. And then we have like about 10 new characters planned for stretch goals that will come out based on how well the project does. So we've got some that I'm really excited about. I've posted a few in the Discord chat, if you remember that.
Yep.
Anyway, lots of fun stuff. We're basically going to have a month-long BattleCon party. So participate, join us.
Yeah. You know, people in the comment section of my videos have been like, I really like this video about BattleCon, but can you please do something that's not BattleCon? And I'm like, I'm sorry, but September's BattleCon month at this point.
Yep. Yeah, it's all BattleCon all month long.
All BattleCon all month long. Probably even a little bit past that, because the Kickstarter's probably going to last past September. So. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get destroyed by you on stream while playing more BattleCon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be good.
Okay, Brad,
That'd be good.
next question. What is the story behind the development of the game Windall Ancient of Autumn, and what would have come of it? See, this is my first time hearing about this. What's Windall Ancient of Autumn?
So this was... Okay, so in the original BattleCon Kickstarter, there's a character, Klaus and Windall, right? And it's this kid in heavy armor and this wind spirit. So, back when I was in independent game development, before I got into tabletop, I had concept art and some graphics made for a game called Windall Ancient of Autumn. This is an iOS game. It was sort of a platformer adventure, and it was kind of a pinball side-scroller where you played as this little kid, Klaus, and you used his companion, Windall, to like throw him around and attack people.
Oh, okay.
So it was a platformer that used like throw physics on the iPhone. Anyway, it never came to be. We never finished up the project. But I had the concept art, and back in the original BattleCon, I just used whatever art I had to make characters because I didn't have that much art. I wasn't rich enough to buy a whole bunch of it. So, so they ended up becoming a part of the world of Indians. And that kind of whole story was never told. But we did in the end decide to roll them into the world of Indians. So Klaus and Windall are now citizens of Indians.
Yes.
And you can read about their story in the big art book.
Oh, okay. This is pretty interesting because I played Original War, and I played a lot of Klaus and Windall, and I never knew where the heck they were from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew where Danny and Robert were from, but not Klaus and Windall. This is really fun to know. Also, have you played a game called Yoku's Island Express?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's basically a side-scroller, and the main method of movement is pinball.
Oh, okay. So this idea was good enough that it did not only exist in my head.
Yes, yeah, you can sue them now, right? Is that how that works?
No.
Oh.
But it makes me feel good to know that the game that I wanted to play now exists.
Yeah.
I'll have to go try it out.
Yeah, you have to check it out. Okay, last question, Brad. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it on. Brad comes up with a lot of crazy names. Can he come up with a name for my new dog?
New dog? How about Bartharmus?
I like it.
Okay, there you go, Bartharmus.
Okay, here's my name.
Go ahead.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. Oh man, that's a little too on the nose.
On the nose. I knew you were going to say it.
Brad,
you have to understand.
Dog nose.
Oh my gosh. You have to understand, Brad. I am not a writer.
I was going to say something with bark too, and then I was like, nah, it's too much.
That's too much. It's too much. All right. I like that. What was the name again, Brad? Just in case the listener needs to
Bartharmus?
Bartharmus.
It's not like that name has never been used before, but it is an interesting name.
Can you spell it out?
Bartharmus, I believe.
Bartharmus. All right. I like that name. And listener, whoever you are, your new dog's name is Bartharmus. That's a pretty cool name.
I don't know. This is getting dangerously close to baby kissing territory, Marco. Maybe we should
what's
filter
baby
questions
kissing?
like these in the future.
What's baby kissing territory?
That's like what politicians do, you know.
Huh? Okay,
or like
you know
the
what?
Pope, you know, people are like they go to the Pope and they're like touch my child, and you know, like
I think...
like for a blessing, and like I don't want to get into that.
I see. Okay, let's not get into it then. There you go, listener. A Brad certified name for your dog. But like, let's just make sure that this name doesn't give the dog a Brad blessing, right? That's what you're scared about, right?
It's just like, yeah, like the dog might turn into an anime dog if we're not careful.
That's true. Or they might go blind and suddenly need a lot of priority disparity to work. Okay, so that pretty much does it for 99 questions.
Wow, that was a really obscure BattleCon joke.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But if you're listening to this podcast, you better get that joke, okay? Okay, so that pretty much does it for our 99 questions of this week. If you have any more questions to send us, please tell us in the comment section down below or send it to our Google Forms found in the description of every single video. And finally, we will move on to our last segment called Otherwise, also known as the reason why I say otherwise at the start of every episode, or at least at the end of Brad's intro. Brad, I polled our listeners and our fans and asked them, if Marco and Brad had to play a silly game at the end of the podcast, what would it be? And it seems that they all said Marco and Brad should play Would You Rather. And rather than have us create the Would You Rathers, I had them submit some Would You Rather questions to us. So Brad, tell me, are you ready to play this game and ready to justify your choices?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, Brad, would you rather play a game of BattleCon against Cadenza or do your taxes?
Well, that's pretty easy. I'm gonna answer this straight, Marco. I'd rather play against Cadenza.
Oh, indeed. Why? Okay.
I mean, it's not that hard to imagine, right? Imagine you go to BattleCon Online and you click ready, all right, and randomly Cadenza pops up. And you're like, okay, I could deal with this. But imagine you went to BattleCon Online and you clicked ready, and a tax form randomly popped up.
Oh no.
Right? Like, that would not be acceptable. I would never play this game.
But Brad, think about it the opposite way. What if August rolls around and instead of getting a tax form, a giant robot crashes through your house?
Well, you said, well, I only have to play a game with it, right? So that's okay.
I guess, like, he comes in and you play a game of BattleCon with him, right?
Yeah, sure. That would actually be kind of cool. But I don't actually have to, like, punch him or anything.
I mean, I do not recommend punching the giant iron robot.
Yeah, the question was play a game versus Cadenza, not do your taxes.
That's fair. I think in this context, then, I would also play a game against Cadenza.
Now, if Cadenza would appear and do my taxes, that would be the ideal situation.
He is a robot. He could probably do those calculations. This went an entirely different direction from where I was thinking. I think people were trying to bait us into thinking that playing against Cadenza in BattleCon is as, like, annoying as doing your taxes or something, right? Like, I feel like that's where this was supposed to go. But in the end, I feel like our direction was much better.
I think so.
Yeah, I would rather play against Cadenza, and Brad too. Next up, Brad, would you rather lay in a bed of fire ants or drink an entire bottle of Quaker Steak Atomic Sauce? What's Quaker Steak Atomic Sauce?
I think this is one of those weird internet challenge things.
Oh, like swallowing an entire spoonful of cinnamon.
Yeah, those things are dangerous.
Yeah.
But that said, laying in a bed of fire ants is even more dangerous. I would definitely drink the steak sauce because, like, you can even if you vomit, that's temporary pain. If you lay in a bed of ants, like, that could hurt for weeks, maybe months.
Yeah.
So
it's not even a choice. It's a non-starter, right?
Yeah. Also, we eat a lot of spicy stuff here in New Mexico.
New Mexico.
I could probably stomach some atomic steak sauce.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Do I get to drink milk after? That's the big question, right?
Probably.
Like, do I have to? Okay, if I can drink something after, I'll probably do the steak sauce.
500,000 standard heat units or Scoville heat units. Wow.
500,000. Wait, isn't like a ghost pepper like around that level?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh no, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't think I'd do either of these. I think I could just
No, but that's the point. You have to pick one.
But these are both awful. Like, do you want to die or do you want to also die? It's not really. It's not really a choice here.
Okay, but here's the legit answer. My answer is actually drink the steak sauce. Because I can't do the ants because I have a skin condition.
I wonder.
Yeah, I can't do the ants.
If, like, all the fire ants are inside of, like, a sealed air mattress, I could totally lay in a bed of fire ants. You know? Or if you take the entire bottle of atomic steak sauce and you mix it into, like,
a jug of water.
I was going to say, like a soup or something. I could probably eat the soup eventually over the course of, like, a few weeks.
Okay, what if I swallow the bottle of atomic steak sauce.
Well, you have to drink it, not eat it. So,
That's true. So does that mean if I try to drink it but then accidentally chew, I lose?
yeah, probably. I
that
don't know.
sucks.
I don't know. Internet challenges are weird. Don't do internet challenges.
Yeah, please don't. Unless it's like harmless, right? Like pet your dog internet challenge. Okay, last one. Brad.
What is this last one even?
Okay. Here's the thing. It's like a mix of would you rather. But I think this is more of a who would win in a fight kind of question, right?
Well, that's a totally different game.
Who would you rather bet on?
You can't just mix. You can't just mix.
Who would you rather bet on, Brad? A tax collector or the Black Spire Company from Indians?
To do what?
I don't know.
That's the thing about the who would win games. You have to have a contest. You can't just be like, and they fight, right? Because of course the mercenaries will win. You have to come up with a context, who can make the most money the fastest, right? Like that kind of thing. Then it'd be an interesting contest, or who could, I don't know, who could beat Cadenza in an arm wrestling match, or who could do their taxes faster than Cadenza, that kind of thing. It's like.
Okay. How about this? Let's just settle it here. I'm assuming this is about how well can the tax collector figure out how much taxes the Black Spire Company owes compared to how well the Black Spire Company can hide their taxes or evade taxes.
Yeah, but okay. I'm pretty sure the mercenaries will win.
Why?
They have an actual fortress. They're also not part of any government's territory, so they're basically a free city. So they don't pay taxes.
Okay, that's fair.
So that said, the tax collector could probably extract all the taxes that are due instantly.
Because they're none.
But that wouldn't be really considered a win, would it? I don't know.
Okay. I agree. I would be more willing to bet on definitely the Black Spire Company.
How did so many taxes get into this section anyway?
I don't know why everybody.
It's not even tax season. People aren't even thinking about this stuff.
I don't know why people in the chat were just talking about taxes, but they were.
I guess one thing leads to another.
Yeah, one thing leads to another. I think somebody just mentioned the Cadenza taxes one, and everybody rode the train, and it was just like all tax related at that point.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, really weird. I mean, like, look, the BattleCon community chat can get really funny and off derivative, like talking about the History Channel TCG. And all that stuff.
The History Channel TCG is so good.
Really? I've never played
Anachronism is like one of my favorite trading card games, and I own almost all of it.
Wow, I think the people who in the chat are probably going to be really happy to hear that. But how do I explain this? I was born in the generation where History Channel was never about history anymore.
Yeah.
So
that happened shortly after I got to like high school, I think.
Yeah. So what do you call this? The person who told me about Anachronism was like, it's a History Channel TCG. And my first question is, what? A History Channel TCG? Can I build a Pawn Stars tribal deck? Is my first question.
Man. I just remember like when I brought my first set of Anachronism, and I was like, let's play this game. I'm talking with my friends, and he's like, what is this game? What's with all these people? And I pulled the card out of the card sleeve and showed him the History Channel logo, and his eyes just like bugged out. And he's like, what?
What is this?
What is this madness?
Oh my gosh. Is it actually
as soon as he found out it was like educational History Channel, he's like, I'm not playing that anymore, Brad.
Oh, but is it actually a good game though? Is it actually a good game?
Yeah, it's actually a good game. You only need like 5 cards to play. It was actually a non-random CCG.
That's interesting. Did you
just
play
one of the
5
first
cards in order?
I might venture to say. Probably the first LCG.
Oh, it's an LCG. Yeah, I can only...
It's LCG. Every year they would release like 16 new fighters at a rate of like 1 or 2 a month.
I see.
And each fighter came with exactly 5 cards.
Wow.
And you knew which 5 were in each pack.
Okay, so that is an LCG. Brad, is Anachronism just BattleCon before BattleCon?
No, it's a top-down fighter with a 4x4 board.
But Brad, releasing a fighter every month, each fighter comprised of around 5 cards?
I wonder. Well, you can play. You can play it for yourself and see. It's actually super cheap now.
Oh,
I
okay,
managed
great.
to collect all of it.
I'm sure it's on Tabletop Sim. I'm so sure.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. So that pretty much does it for Otherwise, also known as the segment where Brad and I play silly games for you and your entertainment. If you want us to play another silly game or want us to, continue a previous game, please tell us in the comment section down below and we will get there. And sadly, Brad, as much as I would like to keep doing this podcast with you like I do every week, I have to end it, Brad. It must all end. The times are ending, Brad.
Oh, the end is coming.
Yeah, the end is coming in
the
5.
The end is nigh.
4, 3, 2, 1. And that pretty much does it for this episode of the Level Cap Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please tell us in the comment section down below. We would like to know what you think about this episode. It always helps us whenever we see some feedback. So, as usual, it has been me, your host, Marco De Santos, also known as the Mcgratty Critic, also known as the Asian Guy. And with me,
Brad Talton, the president of Level 99 Games, and your other host. Thank you guys again for listening with us, and as always, happy gaming.
Thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night. Catchphrase.